Robin Lopez looks like he just said, aliens? What? It's like
he does look like the Ancient Aliens guy.
Yeah. He looks like him and Keanu Reeves just got done smoking a J together.
Yeah, he does have resting. You ever look at the back of a dollar bill?
All right, guys, NBA time. This is a more, I guess, fairly recent fight, about 4 years ago or so, 2017, Bulls versus Raptors. Now, you're a big NBA guy, Brian. Were you one of the people that was rooting for the Raptors as they went up their ascent to that championship?
I never
last couple
root.
Years?
I'll
You
never
don't
root
care?
for the Raptors.
Is it because you
ever.
hate Canada? Are you just a nationalist?
I hate Drake.
Yeah.
And Drake.
Yeah. That's
Drake
what it
loves
is.
the Raptors.
You don't want to see him happy.
No,
Yeah.
this is probably also like not too much before, but like in the same period when like the Raptors went to the playoffs. And remember, Drake was like touching the coach, and the coach was like, "Why are you talking to me right now? Like, get away from me. We can talk about Nicki Minaj later. All right, I don't want to deal with your nonsense. Okay."
I don't want to see Drake happy. I got you.
And also, like, we're watching a Canadian fight. We're watching a Canadian sports team fight. Canadians don't fight at all, basically.
Hockey players
Hockey players?
are mostly Canadian.
Thank you, producer Scott, for correcting Brian Rabideau.
That's what the liberals want you to think.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting Brian's nationalism. Mike, tell us about this fight.
So this is interesting because we have the Toronto Raptors wearing the throwback Toronto Huskies uniforms. And the Toronto Huskies were an old basketball team that no longer exists, but they played in the very first NBA basketball game between the New York Knicks, and that kicked off the NBA. And they have these nice throwbacks with their Microsoft Word font, Toronto Huskies on the court. And it's kind of fun to see. So it sucks there's always a fight for the fans. Maybe it's like a fun night. It's Jersey night and there's a fight. But it's great for us. So let's take a look.
Obviously, Bulls are in red.
Here we go. All right, the shot. I think that's Jimmy Butler. And they bump into each other.
Bumping each other, talking.
Some words were said, and now we're off.
This is one of those ones where the replay is better than the actual.
Lopez got a hit off on Toronto.
Wow.
And free healthcare won't help you now.
Take that, Canada.
That's two nationalist jokes in one episode so far for Brian Rabideau.
Look at these blue. They look like Duke out there in the court. Or Connecticut Huskies, one or the other.
I just like that they have the courtesy to wear opposite colors as they're fighting, so I know what the fuck's happening.
Right, yeah, it's nice. Those jerseys are a little weak. I mean, if they were going to go throwback, I mean, the font on the court is better what's on their uniforms.
Wow.
Robin Lopez looks like he just said, aliens? What? It's like
he does look like the Ancient Aliens guy.
Yeah. He looks like him and Keanu Reeves just got done smoking a J together.
Yeah, he does have resting. You ever look at the back of a dollar bill?
All right, look at this view from the top. You're just going to see how big these basketball players are. And look at the reach that these guys have.
That was a good angle for this.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh.
Look how long their arms are. Right, here comes the punch. Ready? Miss.
Ooh. Did he? He barely missed.
Miss. This is a social distancing fight because these guys'
the
arms
hair.
are 6 feet long. Yeah,
You got the hair, but not the face. Both punches
Yeah.
missed.
This is a CDC approved fight.
Yes, definitely. It's a couple of swings and misses here, and I love how you get little refs and old men coaches
it's
breaking this up.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And then,
There's some pot smoker back there from Toronto.
Yeah.
Look on.
That's how you know Canadians can't fight. They're like, we're on our team
they're
and
not-
we're falling on each other.
they're not necessarily Canadians. They play for the Canadian team.
Right.
I don't think you have to have citizenship.
No,
or
but
be
once you
from
go to
play for
Canada, you don't know how to fight because you just become peaceful and you just eat too much maple
Is that
syrup.
Joaquin Phoenix there?
What?
What was he doing?
Fat
there?
Like
Phoenix?
his fat uncle or something. All right, this fight wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it like a 5.5. Here's the thing. Again, we never root for injuries. We do root for violence on this show. It's our weird conflict of interest that we have going on. But I will say, if either of those punches connected, this would have gotten a much higher score.
Yeah.
But it had all the other ingredients. It has, little refs trying to stop big jacked NBA players.
Yep.
It had people falling down. It had some punches thrown. I'm going to give it a 5.5, inching towards 6, but we'll go with a 5.5. Brian, what do you think?
I'm going to agree with you, Phil. I think it's definitely got a 5.5. It just ended too quickly.
Yeah.
One thing.
Yeah, we wanted more violence.
Yeah, and it was just like between two guys that didn't even connect the punches, and it was just like, and Canada, boo.
That's 3 nationalist jokes. For those of you
I'm not going to be
keeping score.
I'm not going to be loud. I want to go to Montreal. But yeah,
Sorry,
no,
Canada.
I just thought like it wasn't. We've definitely seen better fights, and it was like mildly entertaining, like for a minute. But like they barely missed. So they missed the fights, and it ended really quickly, and it, like got dissolved really quickly. So I'll give it a 5.5.
Yeah.
Like Segura.
Yeah, I give it a 5. It wasn't that great, and I'm a little disappointed. I thought the jerseys were a little better, so that didn't help the score either.
Yeah.
The thing is, like I said,
I just love Mike's like, you know, I mean, the punches are pretty good, but I couldn't deal with the lack of color coordination with those Canadians.
It's special jersey night. Come out with some cool jerseys, you know? I mean, they look like weak Blue Devil jerseys there, so... no, this wasn't that great, and it didn't last long. I mean, we saw what fights were like in the 80s and 90s in the NBA, and this wasn't much.
Beer would spit on this fight.
Yeah, he would have fought everybody in one. This is terrible.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point that you guys make. Like, and I'm not like a huge NBA guy, but I know that you guys are a little bigger than me. Is this fight almost an example of like the wussification of the NBA over time?
I think it has a lot to do with Daniel Stern had a crackdown on it, and they were trying to just make it a little less physical contact sport. Used to be able to hand check, you know, and they cut out a lot of that, and that's what toned down the NBA. So you have a point. It's part of it.
So you think it's like because of stricter rules, Mike?
Definitely stricter rules.
Well, Brian thinks it's because they're Canadians.
Yeah, I think because they allowed Canadians to play basketball.
I said Daniel Stern, by the way. It's David Stern. Daniel Stern was from Home Alone. So
well, Daniel Stern or David Stern, you could suck her dick. Okay, well, that was fucking stupid.
That's a great place to end.
Where did it come from? Okay, great.